All right, guys, welcome to the Vault Recap and Reunion. I am Jeff J. Cunningham, possible future president of the United States. I like to say that because I always believe in speaking future truths. Really quick, guys, I always ask how you're doing on a scale of 1 to 10. That's where we start our meetings. I do have a lot of energy, and it's not because of the Vault energy drink. It's because I took a pre-workout in the morning. All right, but bold promise to you is after 3 years to show you the exact action we have as a company, not just me, I'm the visionary, right? To implement Vault teaches for us and businesses worldwide. Okay. So if you stay to the end, this is the one spreadsheet that I don't know where you're at or your business, whether anything in there, the SolveFreq spreadsheet. Shout out to Nathaniel who actually put this together for us. And it increases systems daily. Okay. It's how urgent the issue is all the way through. Also, the 5-year plan. I might, if you guys are lucky and depending on time, I might read out. This is my 5 years where I'm going to be. Everything I'm at, I'm in Midtown Miami. I run a consulting firm. And this is all right. So for those who don't remember who I am, let me actually just put this in here. If you don't remember, a lot of people didn't see this video, but luckily I had one of my teammates take this video. You guys can put if you say it, and I'm going to put a receipt next to it that means really big in the verse Jeremiah 29:11. I should have put on the slide, but I didn't. But listen and watch this video.
I actually have the Vault book. I carry it around with me every year. And I looked at the answers from 2 years ago to now. And
oh, that's great. Really?
yeah, it's a big question. Because how the world views you, I put a little all over the place, so much potential. They figured it out. Couldn't be something special. Driven, well-connected, good storyteller, decent marketer, man of God. And how I view myself today, that's the biggest change ever. I just rededicated my business to God. I watched Sean Cannell, I think maybe he used to do it in certain ways today. I lost everything in Colombia doing consulting. Jeremiah 29:11. I got texted to me by one of the guys I thought I'd have to let go as soon as it happened. And I view myself as a man of God who is using me through his business for his glory, something special in the Lord. Expert marketer, an amazing storyteller, decent communicator who is speaking, and I'm going to get better at communicating. I'm going to go through media in the realm, and you guys are going to see a lot more of me. I'm Jeff the Entrepreneur. Thank you so much.
Right, Ken. Love.
Okay, for that moment, that was actually a true moment. Everybody's like, Jeff, they came up to me and said, I love your story. I was like, what story did I tell? I was literally being honest. I was down to the last $4,000. Actually, I transferred that over. I was in Medellin, Colombia, doing AI consulting. I won't go into it because it's an AI training. We do AI trainings as well as we're pivoting, as we're marketers. And, you know, if anybody's been in business and ran into tax problems, 100% take full responsibility. But it was a point when I really had to, the quote that he put that we'll read at the end is what it is. And then the next day later, something you're going to see. So basically, I actually, right before then, one of the people in my inner circle, that's why it's great to have an inner circle, actually funded me to get a ticket to receive this award of most influential 2023 for consulting work. I actually print out these sheets and I give them to people around Midtown Miami where I am because they don't know who I am, but they'll find out. All right, what we have done, okay, and I had a business partner in AI software back. I coded something. You guys look this all up on YouTube, Take-Two Social. That basically what it would do is it would help people send messages to get people. And I go over their messaging and their offer. So they'd sell. A lot of them are fitness coaches, then they became business owners. I then recoded my own software, Postflow. And then I had the software bread earners that I pitched to VCs and angel investors. So everything you saw for Tom in the biz doc of how to pitch, I actually was the pitch guy doing it for that software bread earners. We had a Russian coder threaten to delete it. Back on the bottom, I probably wouldn't be here if that girl said yes to me. That's the only girl in my life I've asked to marry me. She was Angel. She actually wound up saying no at the time because she was already engaged. And I tell that story in a thing later on, and that's why you don't wait for the perfect moment. You go out and take action. And the biggest thing that probably gave me the biggest where I still have to keep my ego in check is when I was homeschooled my whole life. Didn't play quarterback, and I wound up playing college and semi-pro quarterback. Kind of got a little full of myself. But the one thing the Vault has done is it changed. If you guys remember in the work thing, he is the I We Never. They went to Jekyll Island and wrote a picture. So this is what I've done. These are our business partners. Some of them might be on the call or see this later on. That's George, Andy, Caesar, and myself. And we have a few other new licensees now. But basically what it is, and I'll read this to you guys really quick. It's a core creed of core values that we stand by. I valued each one of them. It's no more than 12, like Patrick said, and we took action on this pretty much the first year. So the gift of life we have every day is to wake up with courage to take on new challenges and challenge others around us to improve and strive for more. There was always heed to wisdom greater than ours to advance. I know there's a lot of wisdom on this call today. All right. That we always have respect to all human beings as we understand we are changing all the time, that we have full empathy with those around us, that everyone is hurting at some point. We know it's a plea for help and not to feed into victim-seeking behavior, that we have extreme ownership and our constant progression as we hold each other accountable on each of our creative pursuits. High levels of integrity will keep us constant with persistent as we work together to inspire others with words and action. So that was a goal. You guys put a core value word that's up to you. This is my why. He always talks about the next 15 moves, and we'll get into our next 15 moves. I want to hear your next 15 moves as we can maybe connect at the end. And I'm going a little fast. I apologize. I actually want to talk to some of the legendary people on here. All right. But I'm going to build the biggest coffee shop music studio ever called Kokomo J's. Just like McDonald's or Starbucks, you're watching Ray Kroc in here with Division. My brother that you see there, I lost him to drugs, fentanyl 6 years ago. Through that, I decided to build it in honor of him. I knew nothing about business. I bought every business course, went to every seminar, and I built the lead generation software out of it and got pretty decent at marketing. And so now, and the reason why I did the lead generation software was just to fund leads so my coffee shop wouldn't be empty. So just like Gary Vee owning the Jets, who have a company very similar to Gary Vee. People are like, what do you do? I kind of do what Gary Vee does. We own a media company, consulting firm. The Kokomo J's there is going to start right here. Actually, you're seeing in Midtown Miami. We're going to build a studio in there. Okay. You'll see this probably in the next 2, 3, 4 months. And we're going to have celebrities on, and we're going to sample coffee right in here in Midtown Miami to then build up the thing. And we just acquired a YouTube SEO company called Viral Alchemy that does all the editing and stuff too. So we've really planned the next 15 moves ahead as people are like, Jeff, what are you doing on there? All right. So who to watch for? These are a couple of people who actually saved my company. Woman leader here, showing off the legs here. I always make fun of her for it. But Angela Duncan, she's a woman of God, great heart. She came from a Christmas tree. She didn't come to the vault because there was no women speaker at the vault. I'm going to put her on it right now. So maybe she'll be the next one. She was very upset about that. But it was a really good event. And her new logo of Empower Her Money, she came from being in a motel room, just like we all probably did, came from poverty. She was really Section 8 housing. And in a motel room, she wrote a Christmas tree. Okay. She wrote a Christmas tree on a cardboard paper and hung it up in her wall. So she could, because they couldn't afford a Christmas tree when she's young. Now she's a multimillionaire later. And she's just gotten through everything else. And she really just wants to help people, like the next Susie Orman of women. There's a new girl in her market called Fanouche. She's going to be right up there with her. And we're going to do everything we can to do it. She helped save my company, believe it or not. Robert Damangella, that guy, he funds hotels, but he was really good in the 2008 crash. And he wound up, really good guy. You guys will see these guys at the vault next year, but he basically helped investors not lose their money when everybody crashed, and was able to sell his company, sell it to a real estate fund to pay all his investors back in that great 2008 crash. And he works for one of the biggest real estate firms, Marks and Millichap. And then Tony is like a Tony Robbins disciple. I say he's better than that. He's building on his own podcast too. But a lot of times what I want to do is be behind that. And then Progretta just acquired a company. This is one of the companies I consult for. They just jumped up and Go High Level. So anybody who knows Go High Level, they're a Go High Level company. My business partner owns it. I'm his advisor. He's my advisor. And I'll go into that as well. That's to put up. But really quick, I'll go here. If you want to see more about me, go on Amazon Prime, even on YouTube, and watch the full keynote speak that got me paid speaking gigs called My Dreams Keep Me Awake. That's literally the reason why we're doing the coffee shop studio here in the broadcast studio. And we actually because we took on media, we're going to be on Roku and Amazon Fire TV and maybe Hulu for the show. But my brother, those are his words right there, to become some type of broadcast radio show host. So I literally love doing that. I'll always have podcasts. We kind of paused it for a little bit. We're coming back in full. Regain my family, keep family partner. Don't really care about cars too much right now. And then own his own real estate coffee shop there. I used to be a teacher, and a person said, can I get that in writing? If anybody tells you can't do something, I have a little bit of madness in me. I always ask people, can I get that in writing? Okay. Because I ask, can I get that in writing? They'll do it. This is one of my students when I taught coding, and music studio and photography, she'll never be president. So I have her written there. All right, but this is kind of my transaction from 2016, from being lost after losing my brother, putting a backwards hat and trying to be like Gary Vee, and being in Connecticut. Has anybody here been in Connecticut? If you have, don't go. It's where dreams go to die. This is the guy who says, chasing the dream, living the nightmare. In one of my YouTube videos, I actually just found this and threw this out. And this is where I live today. I actually live in this building here. And the grass you can see has just been approved to be commercial funded. And there's a Starbucks. I don't know if you can see it right on the corner here. This is a Starbucks. So we might have a Kokomo J's right here if we can get it in. There's not a no complete cost. All right, but these are the last year. Okay, so anybody who was there in last year's thing, Robert Kiyosaki came and spoke. Okay, and it's funny to actually look at last year's stuff today. And he said the predictions of the two things were best case depression, worst case civil war. Well, we're really not at a civil war yet. I don't even know if we're really at a depression yet, but we definitely are in a recession. And the three global crises to consider today. This was before the Ukraine war happened, right? But war happened. Pandemic aftermath, and market crash. So this is just last year's to see. 3 ways people respond to crisis. So they fight, they go on an attack, they flight, they quit or run away, or they freeze, they shut down and get paralyzed by fear, right? So obviously I've been a few times. This is a great guy. I don't know if he's on the call here. He's the one who put one of the chats together. I loved his quote. I went up to him right after and took a picture. If I didn't get an Instagram tag with you, it's how I really remember people. But we're going to be meeting on weekly calls with he's a former state senator, great guy. This crew, I want everybody. I'm going to actually say these slides and look at them in the morning. Do not pray for easier lives, but pray that you become stronger and you are the miracle. He said this line. He actually put it in a group chat this morning. I was like, dude, I'm going to throw you on the slide. We had a great call. This guy's very successful in his own right. He's doing something really amazing that'll help save companies money. And he might actually I might urge him to become president before me. He has a much more polished, great way he talks, former pastor. All right, your next 15 moves. So the Shoshin mentality. Does anybody remember what the Shoshin mentality stands for? So I don't even. That's why I have the description here. Okay, I want to be totally transparent on everything, right? So Shoshin mentality is a word from Zen Buddhism, meaning beginner's mind. It refers to having the attitude of openness, eagerness, and lack of pre-consciousness when studying a subject on an advanced level. So the reason why I put this picture, this guy, Nathan Osmond, he got me in a $997 spammy real estate course close, okay? But I had a Shoshin mentality then. I had $16K in credit card. I invested with him. I was like, before I invested with Grant and all these other guys. And I remember being sick to my stomach, but I had that beginner's mindset. No, I'm going to figure out real estate. I went on, became a real estate investor, got my first 4-unit, et cetera. And I had all these plans in there. It's going to help fund my business, real estate would, and it did. It helped fund what we have now, which is Change Life Consulting. But program your mind like a chess master. So one thing I did at the first of all that I didn't do, I planned like the next 5 moves. I didn't do 15 moves. Okay, I was amateur, right? Now we're thinking more like a grandmaster. My mind always, and because I'm a visionary, goes about 15 moves ahead, but it's very amazing if you're calculated. So the average chess player knows their next 15 moves at all time. I'm actually pretty good at chess, but yeah, I used to beat my engineer friend all the time. In the business, the more moves you're ahead of your competitors, the more odds you're in their favor. Successful entrepreneurs are fanatical about preparing because they have planned the game in their mind so many times before it actually happens. It's unflappable in the heart of battle. So how many moves ahead are you thinking? So I came back, you'll see it on my next 15 moves. I rewrote the plan for, if you can see in the left corner, Changing Lives Consulting. I rewrote it and we're going after McKinsey Consulting Firm. Okay, I can tell you here, Boston Consulting Firm. Okay, these are huge companies that they're donating to ESG. I went and did the EOS model and rewrote it to say, okay, what do we need to do? What type of people do I need to get to that level to actually compete with the big guys for business consulting firms? But to do that, I need to know what drives my people, right? My team, your team, what drives you? So you guys can put in the chat like 1, 2, 3, 4, what it is. I'd love to read and see them there because you know it better. And I actually did this for our team. I'll show you a few of the people that we did. I did it for all the other guys that I showed you, Andy and Caesar. But I'm driven by purpose. I generally want to help people. I want to make history. I remember when I was young, people used to say, Martin Luther King Jr. has a day. And I was like, I want a week. What'd this guy do, right? We have to do the thing. When I was young, I had a little madness in me, right? So change, impactment, enlightenment that's number one. My number 2 driver is madness. You know, I definitely go against opposition. I love when people say I can't do something. I want to prove them wrong. I do have a little madness in me. It just drives me, right? And you know that. Individuality is lifestyle, recognition, security. I have a little bit of that 3. And then next promotion, completing a deadline, reach your goals, the That's like my number 4 driver. And it's cool to know this for your employees or your team or whoever you're around, because we did this for them. We're all on purpose. Okay. You'll see these guys. Nathaniel, he's the one, he's a pastor's son, amazing kid there. Genius kid. We just gave him a promotion. But lifestyle is number 2 for him. The kid who lives in the richer part of the Philippines. We actually started a whole new business model out of it because we have these are 2 A players. I could not do my business without these people here. I have all my business partners with guide, but these are good. Advancement, and then no madness there. This is mine. And then Shalom, she's our chief heart investor. Patrick said this on one of the calls, and a few mentors did too. Hire a chief HR right away who can kind of look at everything. That was her background. I got gifted. I thought I was getting a social media manager, and we actually are building on a whole firm. But purpose, advancement, lifestyle, madness. So we're all driven by purpose there. So really human resource manager and onboarding trainers, their key roles. And we have other people as well. But we just launched 2 days ago, CLC assistants. I hate the term VA. I hate virtual assistant, get a VA. I've seen so many companies when I went out consulting, get flown around, they would just hire a VA and they wouldn't have their core values like Patrick would have in his thing. And these people would be great workers, but it just wouldn't connect. So we're doing this in a way to be like the different point of people say, oh, I got a CLC assistant, not a VA assistant. Okay. Don't know if it's going to work. We're going to try it. I think it'll work. I know it'll work because we're only going to take the best employees and the best people in there. We're going to match them up the right way. And I felt it. So this is actually one of the girls, Crizzy. She's actually, I call her Dr. Crizzy. What happened is we do a reality board. She got on a call. She was unmotivated and we reviewed her goals. At the little workshop, if you write down the days, September 13th and 14th at 11 a.m., we're going to remember those dates, September 13th and 14th. We're going to do an actual ongoing implementation workshop. A lot of stuff we've implemented already with people. And she actually is one of the people who want to become a doctor. So we call her Dr. Crizzy. She's not a doctor yet. She's a genius. She's also a HR girl as well. But then the interview process, this is huge. So this is now a process that was actually from Josh Lewis Leadership.com and Mastery Management course. But you can see on here, this is so great because we always want to acquire leaders, right? So you either want 1 A player or 3 C players to do it, right? And the best way to do it is to look at this hierarchy of human development. So really have people self-assess with some questions, whether they're insecure, they believe they can't grow. We've all been there at some point. Where they're arrogant, we know these guys, I don't need to grow, right? I like Trump, but he has a little bit of that in him, right? Money sometimes wins that. Some guys in there, they can get success, but leave a whirlwind of danger. Competent, belief, I need to grow. Confident, I am growing later. And leader, hey, I believe I can and must grow others. We've done this. We can do this for other people, right? Which is, Patrick's thing. So we do this. These are just questions for Fortune 100 and 500 companies have used the same exact sheet. And it's something we do as well for it. So this is a really key role that really helped. I've been to thousands of, not thousands, but hundreds of business conferences. And it was never could define this way where I could just check off who I needed, right? So for business and development, these are the 10 rules of business. So we have Andy Audate. I am definitely the visionary of the business who drives it here. Operations is Shalom you saw, and we have a few other people there. Finance is actually Donna. Support is Adam. Marketing Caesar. Legal Mike. Information technology Nathaniel Garcia. Product development Micah. And then sales, we have Charlie. We actually have Lucas on here, who's one of our guys. They were out the vault, and we have Artemis and Pavel too. So 4 elite roles. Okay, this is key. Who do you have on your team? So running mate, that's Josh Lewis. If you don't know him, you will. Blew up on TikTok, or he's probably known more as TikTok than anything. But he's the one who created that interview sheet. He's coached a lot of. He's not coached. He's like taught to a lot of different business owners about mastery management and leadership and development. So he kind of helps our wing there. But he's a running mate. He's also, if he looks like me, it's because he's my brother. I love doing my business with my brother. It's the best. He's a little more tan there. He did like a Canva thing where he got really tan. I'm in Miami. I haven't even been to the pool yet. Catch up with anything. So CLC Inner Circle, every Tuesday at 8, we do meetups all across the nation. We might be going to Dubai to teach on LA, September 16th. That actually might be happening. So we might do like an Inner Circle meetup there. So these are things that we're doing at a different level to just get the best minded values and principle people together, and where we are, what can need kind of come from there. Advisor is Andy, and then investors is Adam, which you'll see in a second. So this is the running mate sheet. If you don't have it, take a picture of this. It's in your book too, but this is, I've had that golden gut where I've really never been scammed. I can look at something and say, no, this is good or not, and make the thing. Some entrepreneurs have it, some don't. There was a kid Actually, he's one of my guys who made $10,000 in one day and 30K in a weekend when he got on a call with him. His name's Arturo, great guy. And I'm going to say it to him and he's going to get mad. I said, Arturo, you're a son of a bitch. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, everybody needs a son of a bitch. This is what, what's his name said. And, but on there, if I trusted him, he's up on 7 over, right? He's a running mate. He's driven nonstop. He's a big thinker. He's never doubted me about president. You should run. But what he is he tells the truth. He likes a lot of Dan Pena, Trump, right? So he says these like hard truths where I'm like, son of a bitch, he's right, right? And that's what Patrick talked about. And he finally got it. He was actually at the vault this week. So who do you have in your circle? We actually took the same implement. We gave it to our inner circle to have them vote on it. Alex, I'm going to mute you. Welcome, dude. We're getting on here. So every Tuesday, we do a 12-month thing. And actually, I opted out. I've been in Patrick's mastermind. I encourage you all to be in it. If you're not, I'm sure Tom's is great as well, too. I do one. It's probably similar more to Tom's or whatever. It's all consulting, marketing, AI, branding, and a lot of this stuff as well. And we do it. It's $397 a month, or it's $3,500 for the year. It's at clcinnercircle.com. We have guest speakers that come on the interview as well. But we actually, one thing I realized that I implemented is that I didn't have everybody vote on the inner circle rules, all this stuff, and had them amended. So I actually took these and said, hey guys, what do you want to change in it as well, right? So this is really cool. The biggest takeaway that I heard questions of everybody say is advisor, right? How do I get an advisor for this? I'm reading the chat right now. You can minimize the bar instead of moving around. Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect. I like seeing people's faces. There we go. All right. All right. A trusted advisor is a skilled processing issue. Maybe you'll think moves ahead. So really, to kind of go over this, who are your top 5 advisors? List 5. We wrote them down years ago. At the first one, I wrote down this one name who became an advisor. He believed in my vision. I told the vision. Who do you need to recruit next as an advisor next, right? So a lot of the connection I made. So this was the advisory guy. If you guys don't know him, his name's Adam Weitzman, owns the biggest steel company in America, one of them. Did very well in business. Now he invests in a whole bunch of companies. He owns 3 restaurants and just gives back to charity in New York. And he also has, he's been hanging time with the governor here in Florida. Great guy. You'll see him if you follow me on Instagram, Jeff the Entrepreneur, you'll see him right up there. But really it came from the top 10 principles for PBD. So never compromise or non-negotiables are core values when we hold them. Micromanage till there's trust. I'll share a sheet and a process that we did that we actually do daily accountability. And we actually do monthly reviews and how we do it. What brought us here won't take us to the next level. No one has 100% job security, including the founder, the CEO. That was a great reminder for me. I tell that to all my team on my consulting staff that I'm replaceable. Create positive peer pressure by challenging one another. We do that. How fast can we put in the leads, right? Beat your prior best. Treat the company's money like it's your own. We have people who do this exactly right there. We read this in our meeting. Be radically open-minded, but not easily persuaded. Fight any temptation to lower expectations or standards, which actually I'll read you. 5-year plan, everything I'm doing, I wrote down there. And then create an environment where our team is taken care of financially and professional. We do that. Met Adam W. thing used to live there. Total. Oh, really, Emily? Emily Barnes, your name is legendary. By the way, I should have said everybody's names. There's a lot of really, but I like to know your name. All right, our next 15 moves. And by the way, this was after I saw Patrick speak at an event. I forget where we were. And he said, if nobody has their business, don't go drink. Go write your business plan. Go look at your business plan. I sat here, got water as all these guys drank who had successful companies, way more, doing way better than me. And I said, watch, right? Watch, you stay stagnant. I'm going to do this as well, right? But rewrite detailed business plan for changing lives. These are our next 15 moves that we're doing. So vision, people, data. Data is huge. Issues, progress, and then traction. Gino Wicken's great book, Traction, we're doing. Call personally and set with Ken every contact. Train Charlie, Lucas, and consultant on process, story to stage, Zooms, meetups. Plan out your calendar of innovative campaigns. So we have more events like this on Saturday at 12 coming up that we planned out. Create ads for most impactful of 2023. We're going to do my own first seminar. I did a mastermind in Cancun not too long ago about an offer. We're doing my own first seminar here in Miami, hopefully in November. Record all 50K sales and run 4 appointments. Refine licensee model with team to open to more. Put deposit down for Change Life seminar. Bring on personal video shower and set up home studio. Send out legal legend invites. Adam already agreed. Mark Cuban, Jake Paul, Dana White. I know we need some legendary women on there. Angela Duncan. Scheduled for Hulu and Amazon TV, Kokomo Jay's show. Prime YouTube channel, which is something which Viral Alchemy. Not to give you too much, but there's a way you can make your YouTube channel pop off from the start. Live Monday through Friday record, set invite to 50K clients so they can be on the show, create more spots for them for media. Sets sales for first event and awards, and then mastermind, green room, launch, and automate. All right, we have a few things automated. All right, greatest quote, and I got a lot of pushback for posting this quote on if anybody wants to come off a mute and read it, you can. But I posted this on Instagram, and a guy said, "Man, that guy Robert Greene, I don't know why he gets that. That book is evil." And I said, "Well, the quote might be you." I said, "The book, I don't know about the guy, but this quote spoke to me." All right. So a lot of times, why I put myself in bad situations was this quote. So I'll read it. Does anybody else want to read it? Emily Barnes or you guys want to read this quote? Talissa, you have a great voice. I know you. I was right back to your line. Go ahead, Talissa. You read it. It would be better in yours. More special. Can you do? You have a whole microphone and a headphone. You're laughing. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. You are your own worst enemy. You waste precious time dreaming of the future instead of engaging in the present. Since nothing seems urgent to you, you're only half involved in what you do. Cut your ties to the past, enter unknown territory where you must depend on your own wits and energy to see you through places yourself on death ground where your back is against the wall and you have to fight like hell to get out alive.
So we took it from pitcher to test. Great job. By the way, I encourage more women speakers to speak up all the time, even though that's the thing. All right, so this is the system. This is the sheet for anybody in here. If you DM X to Jeff the Entrepreneur, I think you can text it to our number as well. You'll get this spreadsheet. We'll get it to you later on. If you're not on Instagram, I'll give you the number as well. But this is kind of it. Urgency, who's needed, whose buy-ins needed, total potential. This was actually an actual one. We could have lost 46K, reach out, create new offer. Jeff will call why this happens, predict everything, and then new protocols. We took out the rest of them just to not make it a thing, but that's kind of how we use it. Actually happened on there. This is more sheets and processing, the evaluation that we do for a lot of the people of knowing their job, communications over well. More to come. So we did a soft launch of the 100K formula. So if you are a coach or consultant, and a lot of times I deal with personal branding for people getting digital products online, that's kind of how I started. Then went from to business consulting, and now we're brought on as fractional CMOs of different bigger brands. There's actually, if it happens, there's a women's leggings brand named Toma that I've been talking to. They might bring us on. Either way, the guy, he recruited someone from Lululemon. It's a pretty cool thing. So we might do that. We might not. But we have the 100K formula. That book is actually it's going to be launched on Amazon, but we're going to do a pre-launch as well. We did a little training on it. It's basically the 6-7 plays I took to get to 100K months, days, years, right? And we've done for our clients in the playbook. Right now that it's guaranteed. I was actually at an event speaking in Atlanta. There was 64-year-old women trying to buy the book. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to really help. I was writing stuff. So, it's all in there, but that's kind of on the Hormozi thing there. You can listen to more of me on the Make More Money podcast. We're bringing out season 2 of it as well. We had people like, you'll see some of the guys, Tim Story, Bradley, Elena Cardone. And then the biggest thing I like about this is I was going to speak at an event in Vegas. I'm sitting next with all the energy I have to this lady. And she texts her husband back. And she goes, I'm sitting next to the guy that's the next Tony Robbins. And my brother hates this because my brother loves Tony Robbins. So anytime anybody compares me to him, and that's it, I'm my own self. I'm not there. It drives my brother like, dude, you don't even read Tony Robbins. You haven't been to it. I have. But I said, D. And then one thing I loved about that, the guy, her husband says D. Clark, that there's another guy, D. Clark, out there just like me, driven, doing exactly what he does. And that's what I love. And if I can encourage and blow up people and get the thing, just like Patrick's done to me, and do it to others, then that's what I do. And then she said, Jeff Cunningham, looking. So
I want to get slow. We're in the seminar, the end launch seminar right now, and we got Jeff. And so the room is going to say to Jeff, 1, 2, 3. What's up, Jeff? You can friend.
There we go. We got it, 2028. Yeah, I'll remember all of you. You vote for me.
So So that was literally at the AI Summit. We're actually gonna host the seminar. I sat in there. We're gonna host the same seminar coming up called Changing Lives. It'll be my first seminar that we're gonna do. Haven't put the deposit down, just vision, know it. I think November is looking for the date.
Twice. Privacy, big story. Policy.
So he just said your time is now. If you don't know this guy, worked with Oprah, celebrity coach, really good guy, world shaker guy. So what we're gonna do for everybody here, and I've done this, so I've been very blessed to just get only the way, believe it or not, I hate or love it, I've only gotten paid to talk. I decided I don't want to be a course guy. I have courses, but I was like, I just want to really make sure people are getting the value. So my name, my wealth is cool. So we didn't like go out and just do like a money grab course, which you could have done. Hey, make ChatGPT in a day, right? Nothing against people begrudging their money. So what we did is we built a community. It's been growing. It's our own community of changing lives, is what it's called. You know, Grant has 10x that, and it's a disciple of what the Vault's done, and they're very aware of it. For it, I'm in Patrick's mentorship. I go a lot of mentorships myself as well, too. So, what we're doing on September 14th and 15th, and we'll do this certain times. We're going to take 2 days with our team. And we're going to implement some of the systems we are, wherever your business is at, whether it's just brand awareness, getting known, whether it's hiring somebody on, whether it's leadership. We made it affordable at $250. We're not like pushing this. We want to make sure it's actually available for you. The reason why we do it, I can do it for free. I've done stuff for free like this. We have people show up. If we get more people on that, we all know they show up when you pay, right? You get a ticket, you pay. I actually bought my team tickets and they didn't show up at the day of the event. I'm still upset about that. It's okay. There was something there going on. So that's the offer. You will get one of the bonus sheets for free that we have created because we've done systems and processing since 3 years of the vote. If you haven't had the Vault Energy, we're gonna end on this. I think it's the last thing here. So this is the sample of me doing a taste test on it. You guys saw this. We might be. I love energy drink.
You need more energy? Well, it's Taste Test Thursday, and we're gonna taste test the Vault. The Vault has a cucumber mint, which is like an Assyrian a dish that's pretty good, and they have the melon. So literally, guys, you're gonna watch me taste it for the first time here and see it. By the way, if you know me, I love energy drinks. This may be the official drink of Jeff the Entrepreneur. Maybe, who knows? We'll see. Oh, I actually really like that. Oh, I really like that. You can see what it's Patrick and David. This is called the Vault Energy Drink. And it uses ketones, which is crazy. Ketones are that. That's actually a winner, man. I want to try this one now, but we'll do it now. So that was
Actually,
cucumber.
you'll see.
mint.
I'm spoiling it right now.
We shook these up pretty good, man. Oh, sure. I don't think you're supposed to. And this one's the favorite, watermelon. This one's good. I actually really like the cucumber mint, though. Yeah, I love this.
I already
All right, the Vault Energy Drink made with ketones, not caffeine. A healthier alternative, maybe the official energy drink of Jeff the Entrepreneur. Who knows? How do you get the energy? Is it the Vault? Check it out. Let me know.
So we did this. All right. So that's all we got, guys. If you want to see the whole menu, there was a guy that took me out to steak dinner. They've been trying to get a call. It was cool. I had chicken. I should have had steak. And he asked me to send me a menu of, hey, what do you do? So I should have bought steak, man. We give him such great advice. It was like $140 steak. I always feel bad doing that. Like, yeah, you know, they're going to buy it and you're just taking advantage of them. But the value was great that he texted me later. He's like, dude, what's your menu price out? So I sent that. It's all out there. It's all relative. We have anything from 1,500 to 150K as a consulting firm, is where we're at. But I genuinely want to help people, right? And it's not me. And I literally have built up one of the most, I think wealth is a name. You can go and ask anybody around, and the people who do look a side eye, we get haters. You'll know where it's coming from, right? So it's just cool, man. It's very special what we're doing our first seminar like that as well. You know, and I say this in all fairness, right? There's Grant Cardone, there's Tony Robbins, there's Patrick and David, and I'm just like a young Patrick and David. Just as he said, hey, we're gonna have all the guests on this show. You're seeing this right now. Everybody on here, where it is, where it's gonna be built out. We're in Midtown Miami. They're gonna come back. I did not think we'd get this done, and we did. And by the way, I love this picture. This is a came of a furnished apartment. It's like, I don't know why I like it, but it's a bridge. So with that said, now I want to hear about all you guys, and really kind of just make this more of a reunion and networking, some takeaways. Obviously, we've been, pretty busy since then. I have till 1 o'clock, so I have 20 minutes although I probably should get something to eat before I do my call with Robert, the guy I showed you. So mint is my favorite. All right, good. All right, so I know everybody likes to not be shy, but let me ask some questions here. So Emily Barnes, I'm gonna call people on. So what was your biggest takeaway of the vac? Was this your first vault or was this your third one?
Yeah, no, so this is my first vault, and I actually came with my husband. He's a Doug is sitting over there listening in too. So yeah, so I'm in strategic communications and leadership development, and I advise leaders in Fortune 500 companies. Before that, I worked in the Pentagon for Army Public Affairs. So I think the biggest takeaway for me with the conference had to do with identity and motivation, because I think that there are, certainly the drivers that Patrick talked about. You have to dive into those and learn what's going to inspire you. And when you're coming from a place of, for me, working in the military, there's less individual expression. And now I'm in a space where you really have to show up with your personality. You have to be quick on your feet. So I wanted to really get some of that motivation back and, get to the bottom of why do I do what I do? So I think honestly, you talked about purpose, Jeff. That's big for me. And then I realized that individuality is actually important to me. And I would have put that at the bottom of the list because I am not the type of person who wants to be out front all the time. But I also realized that I have something of value to espouse, and why not me? So.
Yeah, well, but you speak. I know. I feel like I know your name. So your husband's name is Doug Barnes. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So, by the way, you speak extremely well. Legendary. One thing I love about the Vault event, legendary people there, all values and principles, all that. Congratulations on you on putting yourself out there. It's funny because I kind of feel weird when it comes to individuality. My buddy, that guy that I called Arturo, he's all diamond studded Rolex, the whole deal, right? And for me, I'm very happy to build my business. I slept in my car for a few nights. I could have got a place, but I did it because I knew the company we were at, that it was the purpose of the driven to sell it. Like Elon Musk sleeping on the floor. So I love what you do in leadership. And I love knowing that, because now that we have actually opened up a consulting firm, we get a lot of people. Josh is the one who runs it, but we are looking for more women leaders in that way who understand the leadership culture and really understanding that. So that's really, I don't want to say selfishly, but it's really the reason I'm putting this together is I can't do this alone. We already came to the event with the same values and principles. We put in some of the foundation, but wherever we are, let's open the discussion. Hey, maybe there's something, synergies as, what I really want to do. And I didn't write it out on here is Eclipse McKinsey Consulting, right? Eclipse these huge consulting firms. Okay. So we built out a model that we think will, with everybody, will do it. And then if we do this and we get everybody on, we sell, 2 years, just like Patrick, 2 or 3 years, everybody gets paid, and I go build Kokomo J's here in Midtown Miami. So that was kind of that's the vision, right? I'm definitely the visionary of this, right? And who knows, and maybe you're a part of that, maybe you're not. I know you do very successful in your own right, and you have everything. And Pentagon, wow, I got to have you on maybe one of the podcasts to hear your stories there. I have so many questions. Does anyone have any questions for Emily before, or anything else you want to comment on that, Emily?
So I do have a question for you and anyone else who's been to the vault more than once. So I'm curious about what was most similar, and then what was completely different or magical about this one.
Yeah, so this one,
speakers are very different.
Yeah, so also just being at 3, it's the same book. So actually, when I said this, I'll show you guys. So this is the new vault book. If you look at the old book, which I actually have all 3 of them. The other ones I back at my other place. But the book's cover's falling off. I carry this really with me everywhere, but it's the same stuff. The one that was different about this book, which was better, even though we all know some of the pages are wrong, we're trying to follow along, right? And it's like, hey, what are they doing? It was not like that the other 2 years. That was, I guess, better. But they put leaks and opportunities in again every single time and made you calculate it. It was a little bit more calculated, but it is the same thing. What was different was it was the same. There were different case studies. There were more updated, but it's pretty much the same thing, where I even thought I waited, Emily. I already went to, we're a million processes. Why do I need to go? I really thought that. It's the same thing because I went 2 years, right? I literally thought that. And I thought, no, I'll probably meet some people. Know what? My team hasn't gone. I shared them the video. Let me get my whole team on board. That's when what made us buy the tickets and go there, you know? So, and I know you work for AIC, right? Talissa?
I work for American Income Life. I'm a life and health insurance agent. I'm new. About to hit my 3 months. And
Wow.
this is honestly the second business conference I've been to within like the past 2 months. The first one I went to was called Better Way. It was like a smaller conference and not that many people were there, but there was like a lot of great speakers. Um, like I don't know if you heard of Daniel G.
Yeah,
There's
I know
Derek Frazier.
I know Danny G very well.
Yeah, he was there. Also 19 Keys.
What
There's
conference was this?
it
World
was
Class Closers?
no. So it was called Better Way 3
A better
and
way.
it was like Better Way. Um and the person that got it all together, his name is Jay Monopoly.
Oh,
So
I know Jay tried to rent my place down here in Miami. Him and the Jet Set. Do you know Jet Set Fly?
no, I don't.
Well, they're very Daniel G. They're very driven by individuality. Cool, nothing
Yes.
against them, right? But you know that,
Yeah.
right? I'm not
Yeah.
by that. Me and Daniel G go way back. There was a part we're all learning to become a letter leaders. Actually, Emily Barnes reminds me of. Do you know it's Emily Ford? Emily Ford, I think is her name. Do you guys know who that is?
No, I don't,
Got a
but I'm
TV
gonna
show.
look
She's
into
really
it.
good legendary. But she called Daniel on stage. She said, "Hey, Daniel, glad you're no longer. I don't want to say the name on it, but she called him a name. Glad you're no longer being a jerk. Basically, we'll keep it that way, right? But anyway, so but yes, no, those are. I love growth events. I know the hustle you've been in. I was in life and health for a little bit. With my brother, I actually did an automated webinar. This kind of blew me up. People ask me, Jeff, what's the one thing you do? I do a webinar I did it for Ed Milet's company, WFG. It's Miliari Group. People get mad, oh my God, they're doing it right, wrong. I don't know. I just get leads, man. And that's what we did. People get so emotional about it. It's insane. Like get life insurance. My mom died without life insurance. You need it no matter what. I don't care if it's
Yes.
illegal or not. Just get it. Stop arguing over whether they're scamming you or not. The taxes is scamming us. Okay. So I'm very passionate about that. That's what made me get out. I never got licensed. I actually wound up recruiting a whole team for my brother. I wound up at a trip with Ed Milet because of that, having it and said, nope, all respect to you. I love what you do. I'm building my consulting firm. And here we are 3 years solid since then. But I love what you do. I know the hustle for it. It is extremely, oh my goodness, data and everything like that too.
Tedious, time taking. Like you really can't take a day off until like you have to like it's like what Patrick said. Do you just open up a business and then like take weekends off and like have Thursdays off when you just started? No, you have to work every day. You have to really put the time and effort into it. And if you don't, where's your business going to be? Not here.
By the
It's
way,
not going to be here within the 5 years.
I understand what I'm really known for, and I don't tell you what my name is, personal branding. When I got recruited for and Ed Milet showed up, and do you know who Ed Milet is? He's some guy with a jet who has an ego, but he's a cool dude. He's good. We all have egos, right? Everybody's got one. But what's his name? Ed and all that stuff too. I grew my personal brand. Why it was so easy for recruit was personal branding. So actually I made more money in all these network marketing or multi-level marketing things by helping people build their brand and recruit, right? I was doing like back in the day, I was doing $500 calls. People are like, why are you in those? Like, you can't do it that way. You should be getting your license. You make so much, but nothing against the insurance model, PHP, WFG, whatever. It takes so much longer. I know the long term is the money, but you got to really stay in the weeds for it. I was making with my software company that you saw. I wrote a book called The Best Instagram I Got Ever. When I have $16K in credit card debt, I paid $7,800 for a coach. Okay. I did the 5-year plan, which wrote that I'll be speaking, I'll be coaching, I'll be in Miami. I wrote everything down. Actually, I'm going to read the new one I actually undersold myself. I said I would be considering a run for president. I wrote all this stuff. It's back in my home there. 5-year plan. It was the best thing I did on that 7,800. That, and I did a reality board too, which I could show you. But long story short, because I built my brand on that, I was already hitting 10K months. And I watched people go to these life insurance things, be like, my first 10K month after 3 days. I was like, yo, listen, you can do that like not that it's easy, nothing's easy or guaranteed, but if you look
Yeah.
for a brand, you have a product, you can tell a story and an offer, you can do that. So that's kind of what I got really good at doing. And then it kind of flipped. One guy made, 30K, then another guy made 500K, all that stuff, not to be flashy, now that everybody does. I always noticed when I sold the $250 offer, nobody took action. I noticed when I gave it for free, nobody took action. So then we always had to put a price on it too. But, and that's, that's how I make my living on businessing, consulting and teaching processes. Right. But it's crazy too, because 100%, I love any of those events. So how would you compare from the Better Way to, the Vault event?
Oh, wow. Like the difference is massive. I would say it was the Better Way on steroids.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
you go like I have another thing I call story to stage. I've gone to probably people used to get mad at me, Jeff, you're going to too many events, right? My people, man. Actually, I love some people in Florida, Midtown Miami. There's a lot of entrepreneurs here. They're actually moving here now. In Connecticut, they're not. I'm like trying to motivate people that are half alive there. It was wasting this energy, All right. So before we go, I want to get Tony's take on this. Tony, I know you weren't at the Vault, but you're one of the up and coming, not even up and coming. You're MCing for a guy named Rod Khalif, just on his show. Your thing. What did you see most of the presentation or no?
What's up, brother? I was watching most of it, but I'm at my son's fencing event, or his fencing training. So let's see, check it out.
wow.
So it was a little loud, and my son got hurt, so I had to get off for a little bit. So I was here, but I didn't have my headphones on. But now listen, every one of the events that you can go to that is going to help elevate you and teach you new principles and business strategies that's going to help you elevate who you are. Your belief in yourself is everything, because ultimately the name of the game is this: if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in you or what you're doing or whatever else. That's just it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. It's not hyperbole, it's not an opinion, that's just what it is. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you. So obviously the strategies, the tips and strategies, and really those SOPs and the systems. It's all about systems, and that's something that I've still got to get better at. That's why I have an assistant because she's my systems person. I'm not. I'm working on being more of a systems person myself, and it is about the impact that we all have the opportunity to do that in whatever field you're choosing to endeavor into, whether it be life insurance, whether it be health insurance, whether it be consulting, whether it be speaking business, whatever it is that you're choosing to be. Let me just say this: be the best you can at whatever it is, and be true to who you are. And is your heart in it? If your heart's not in it, and you're just in it for the money, then you're going to be limited. I mean, you may make a lot of money, but you're not going to have the fulfillment, the satisfaction, the happiness, the joy from it. So fall in love with the outcome of your customer, fall in love with what you do, and love what it is that you do. And whatever it is you do, be the best, do the best you can, be the best you can at whatever that is. I did not go to the Vault event, but you have inspired me to really think about going to the next one. And I don't go to a lot of
Don't even
events.
think, just go. I'm serious. I'm going too. We'll do incentives. If you hit a certain sales target, I'll get you a ticket. I actually bought the Vault case, so I might get 10 tickets. So I'm always big on winning that stuff, if you know that. By the way, Samuel Robinson, he looks legendary. My mouth is watering over his studio. He has a Get AI key. Tell me a little about you, Samuel Robinson.
Oh, wow.
About
well,
you.
I'm also,
studio. I know you speak for yourself. About you. I want to know Samuel Robinson.
I'm also here in Miami. You're in an area that I like to frequent, especially for the food. I do have some clients in the area with organic food as well. So maybe the next time I'm down there, we'll connect. I'm in Miramar, and this is my first time at the conference, and it was mind-blowing. I know that you said that the material is almost the same. It's almost the same from year to year. To me, this was my first time. It was amazing. I did hear some people say that, especially when we were trying to line up the pages in the book. So I picked up at that point that it was material that was being reused. but the case studies took me for a very interesting loop. In fact, right after the conference, Sean Cannell and I did a recap of one of the case studies regarding the AI portion. So what I do with AI is I help companies learn about the tools that are out there, because most companies, if they don't get involved in AI now, in the next 12 to 18 months, it's going to be too late for them. And so I enjoy helping people get that awareness and learn the tools that's out there. So that's a little bit about me. I've been in the industry for 30 years on the IT side, and since 2015 on the insurance side. I've been in business for 15 years.
Okay, so you've done insurance too. Yeah, you're legendary. Well, that's all. I'm taking a picture of you so I remember you here. I'm actually sending it to my other client one. I'm going to probably do something again Saturday at 12, a little bit different. We are going to do during the day the thing. I actually will share. I don't know how you guys found me. There's a big sheet. Actually, I will read this really quick. So I did the next 15 moves. I took the notebook. I actually am not a huge, I hate writing. I'll type before I'll write. Where's the notebook? This notebook was great. They didn't give this last year. Okay. And although it's the same, it's like the Bible. You know, you read the Bible, but you read it again, you find something new. Where I was back in there. So this is it. I'll read out my years, 5 years and thing. So massive life goals. I'm going to share a video by Patrick McDavid. Y'all asked me for it. I encourage you to do this. If you're overwhelmed and you just want to kind of get it done, kind of in a way, this is what I did. I went and watched. It was from 2 years ago before I had the vault. By the way, any of the sections that he's had in there, he teaches them out. Hey guys, this is how to Barbarian. I've watched it and he just put it all together in one event. So all this is actually on his YouTube channel already. Just people aren't in there doing it. So it's actually broken down in pieces, which we do for our team. All right, this is me in 5 years. Are you ready? Because I have 2 minutes here. So my life, August 22nd, 2028. I am 43 years old. Tells my age right now. I am leading founder of one of the world's largest franchises, Kokomo J's in the US, and buying out Starbucks locations across the world. I have the utmost joy with my whole team in office for Changing Life Consulting, where in Miami, the signature celebrity podcast and luxury studio that has a measurable impact has changed lives. I'm officially the wealthiest man in the world, and the lady who broke my heart and dated the guy who bought her anything has come back to me to see what's possible for fulfillment and not things. I'm fulfilling my purpose with the greatest execution of the best seminars across the world, as I am doing what God has fully called me to do. I'm considering a run for office to keep God and godly principles center of America. My work family and real family are thriving, and I am the best version of myself the Lord has sculpted me into, as I gave all to him 5 years prior. I'm worth over billions and own real estate worldwide, and I enjoy a life of limitless travel and experiences to change lives and give back with what the Lord has given me. I have a show across all medias and still return where it all started, for Midtown Miami. Much social impact thanks to Viral Alchemy and June, Shalom, and Nathaniel. My life is a dream come true. All the sleepless nights, sleeping in the car to grow a business have been worth it. Every brand I've been behind has taken off, as Angela Duncan is known as the #1 woman financial leader in the nation, and Robert DiMangelo is a billionaire before he ever thought possible. I am so grateful for what I have, that I will never forget where I came from. I am committed to continually deliver, grow, and give back endlessly. I vibrate on the highest level, and I radiate light to everyone around me. This is my life. Thank you, Jesus.